oh yes. I know many of you will come at me with, if I read the room, even surrogacy is expensive. I'm reading the room, guys. The women around me can actually afford it. And the women who can't would do it if they could afford it. I pray that when it's time, that you have the means to do this if that's what you really want. But let's be honest, money is not the reason people are angry at the idea of surrogacy. People are angry because you have the freedom to choose and the audacity to actually act upon it. That seems to offend people more than...
So, with the whole reaction on the internet and with the comments I'm reading, like, guys, there's so much going on this comment section. It kind of confirms the statement, though I disagree with it. But I think with the way people are going about it, it kind of looks as if what she's saying actually makes sense in terms of being through. The people are just mad for the fact that you can make a choice, like not do what everybody's doing, right? And for the fact that, okay, the people are used to saying, oh, there's a medical issue, that's why I'm doing this, for that. Okay, so this woman is a strong woman. She actually was the first woman, or not basically first, but to come out in this way to express her feeling about surrogacy. And that's why a lot of people are mad. Like, the audacity, the enthusiasm, like, to come out and just say this thing that nobody have really said in this way. I think people have said it, but they said it saying that they had a medical condition, but she said that you can have it. You can have a surrogate baby, and it doesn't really matter whether you have a medical condition. I went ahead to ask internet, can heterosexual couple, without medical issues, have their baby through surrogacy? The answer is yes. Let me read it out for you. It says some couples may choose surrogacy for personal reasons. Why can't people understand this? And this is what Faye is saying. But people have chosen to allow the emotions to cloud everything and not even listening to the lady explain. I'm coming to this later because we will confirm all these things later. And also for career reasons, like there could be some sort of career. Let's say you are an air hostess and you don't want to go break or anything, or you are, any career, you don't want to go on break or for any reason, because the process of carrying a child in your womb is not an easy process. It's a difficult one, right? I'm a guy, but the fact is that I have 2 kids and I've watched my wife. We have carried this baby 2 times, even though the baby isn't her. But I literally was there to also carry it with her. But the fact is, it's not an easy process. Now, do I want a baby? Yes. But would I want my wife to go through this again? No. What would you want? Surrogacy? Yes. I would 100 times, 1 million times go for surrogacy, right? Does she have any complication? No. So why? I don't have to explain to you. Is that clear? It's simple. And that's what she's saying here. You have the right to decide you don't want to go through this. And it's not because you have any complication. No. And this is where the third part of what I said actually applies. But I think a lot of people are too emotional to listen to other reasons why people can have surrogate babies other than medical reasons. And you would hear later, because there's a lot of statements and you can actually hear people's emotion in those statements that, yeah, they're allowing the emotions go too far. They're not being logical in this thing, thinking about it from out of the box, not just within the box. And that's where the problem is. Anyway, let's continue.
Offend people more than anything else. But why? No woman should attempt surrogacy except she no longer has a womb, or for some reason she's unable to have children. Lies!
That's true. Lies! That statement is lie. No woman should attempt surrogacy. No woman should try surrogacy except she doesn't have a womb, except she can't have children. It's a lie. Auntie, it's a lie. Uncle, it's a lie. Let's continue.
Quick backstory. The other day, I did a post and said, if you're over 30, you're single, and you want to have children in future, please freeze your eggs, and every other thing I said. Internet people came for me. They said, Ife, people are poor. There's poverty in the land. Not many people can afford it. Even after I had said, this thing is expensive. Okay, listen, I'm about to trigger the internet.
A new thing. Freezing of eggs is not a new thing. Like, It's been happening for ages. Like in the Western world, it's not new. I think just the fact that some people are not this is not very common. I mean, this is a Nigerian woman, speaking mostly for African women, Nigerian women, I think, which she represents. And so I think this is not a common thing in Nigeria, right? There are things that, like, even those days, IVF was not common, but now, people are beginning to embrace some of this medical alternative to solving some of the problem which our women, women or couples are going through. So this will be one of those things in the not even far away, because it's happened now, but in the near future, just the way people say, oh, we used IVF. 20 years ago, people barely say they use IVF, although IVF was not very common, because obviously it was a scientific finding that was not very common in the third world countries, right? Because the facilities to run that was not there. But now it's common everywhere. People say we had 2 shots of IVF, 3, 4, like 10 IVFs. You've not had that before. So I think this is also what this surrogacy, having surrogate babies would become. Even though I heard someone say demand and supply, I don't think they have to apply with this. But regardless of the fact, it would still balance out, because worst case scenario, increase in demand, then the price will increase, or there will be other factors that will increase. And saying supply, who's going to supply? I think there's a lot of emotions there. Regardless of the fact that you do the job you do you like it? You don't like? But this is not all about being very talking about another woman or that because of course there's a lot of emotional. But we'll come to that later. Let's see what this lady have to say.
You're a woman, you have no fertility complications, you can carry a child to term, and you decide by yourself that you don't want to do that and you want to use a surrogate instead. Your decisions are valid. You don't owe anybody any medical report, apology, or an explanation. Let's make the story personal here. I have a womb, I don't have any fertility complications, I'm perfectly healthy, but I'm still going to use a surrogate. I know many people are genuinely curious. Anytime I say
this is what made people mad, right? But this is true. What did she say? You're a woman, you don't have complications. I just give example with my wife. No complications, no issues. But if you ask me, the husband, do I want my wife to go through that? I will tell you no. If you ask me, do I like to have a baby? I will say yes. Now, if you ask me, what about surrogacy? Are you thinking about it? Yes. And if you ask me, why do I have to tell you? It's our personal choice. And this is what she's saying here. And when I checked, well, there are a couple of other reasons why. The fact is that on internet, people think, okay, we know this person, but we have to know every single reason why they do whatever they do. Like, trust me, this social media, nobody owes you any explanation. However, I think people are just, worried, and people are overthinking this in the way she said it. She just said it because this is her. She does not like quoting, anything. She's real. She says things the way that they are, or the way she feels. So clearly, it's simple. She's healthy. Everything is okay. She don't need to tell you. Anyway, guys, that's it for me on this video. If you like, subscribe, comment, and watch out for our next video. Arrivederci. Bye.